let's look at this big, powerful part of our mind, the subconscious, the unconscious, like Freud was calling it. Yes. This one determines 95% of each of our behavior, unless we change something. But many people, like I said, are functioning on autopilot. They have no idea that they're doing it either. This subconscious mind, it's very powerful. It is powerful. Why? Because based on it, we act. This is the emotional mind. This is the mind that controls our emotions and our body. So everything that's coming from subconscious, it's a rule. It's a rule and a command that we use towards our body. How do we get results? By acting at body level, right? So we're acting, we're actually doing something, action, with our bodies, and we get certain results. So the thing is that if the command is not even a conscious command, sometimes it is when you say, oh, I don't like that, right? Because you consciously say, I don't like that, or I like that, or I choose that. But many times people literally are living through life without taking these decisions. They're just doing what they're used to do, because the subconscious mind, it's the habit mind. Yes, it's the mind that stores absolutely everything. It stores all the memories. The way I imagine it all the time, and I explain it to my clients, is imagine a huge, unlimited, there's no walls that you can see, storehouse. Yes, like a warehouse. You have a warehouse that has millions of shelves. And on these shelves, there are millions of folders, like little boxes, right, with folders. And in these folders, there are all your memories. Now, the new studies are showing that these memories are even formed from before we were born. So the emotions and the thoughts and the everything the mom thought and was exposed to, like you can hear through the belly, right? When you're in the belly, you can hear. And so everything was, all these programs were created before we are even born. So it's very important to understand this generational influence over our subconscious mind, right? So based on this, we act 95% of our time. And what's interesting about this mind part, there are two things that are very, very important. And we can use one of them for manifestation. The first one that we can use is the fact that this part of the mind does not make the difference between what's real and what's imagined, right? If we are exposed to something real, like we really, let's say we walk in the forest and it's pretty wild and we suddenly are facing a bear, right? Like that's a real danger. That's a real case scenario. Well, the subconscious mind will react to it because it corresponds to our primal brain. Yes, the primal part of the brain, the reptilian brain. And it's going to react in a certain way. But also many times when we watch a movie and we get scared or we get sad or we get, emotional in any way, positive emotion, negative emotion, the subconscious mind doesn't know the difference, that we are actually not us leaving those experiences that we watch in a movie and we start crying. Why? Because subconscious mind is the emotional mind and it controls the body. So that's why we tear up in certain situations, or that's why we cringe when we are watching a scary movie and we really get scared. Yes. So keep this in mind, note it down, write it down. Yes, the subconscious mind does not make the difference between what's real and what's imagined. Also, unlike the conscious mind, this part of the human mind, the subconscious mind, cannot say no. It has no filters. So that's why I said everything, all the memories are stored here because there is no filter. There's no screen door. There is no door at all. Everything we get exposed to gets in there. And guess what? When we get exposed to the same thing multiple times, guess what happens? a basic, strong program, it's created in our mind, and based on those programs, we act. So very important, subconscious mind, keep an eye on it. Yes. And you're going to start identifying many of your behaviors coming from there. It's funny because studies have shown that we are actually thinking between 80,000 to 90,000 thoughts per day. Are you aware of that? Those are a subconscious mind level. You don't know you're thinking that this many thoughts per day. You're probably identifying, I don't know, a few hundreds, maybe a few thousand, but not that many. Why? Because your subconscious mind never stops. It works when you're awake, but it's also working when you are asleep. You're dreaming from the subconscious mind and many other things. The only time we can stop it is by exercising this and, with a purpose, through meditation or prayer or focus, literally.